So today we will be learning about substitution within algebra. So substitution is when you have a formula like so. So we've got c plus 3, where the letter c has got a numerical value. So we are going to be applying this formula, but we're going to be replacing c throughout that formula with 6 because we're told that c equals 6 in this case. So to do this, if we have c plus 3, that means that we're actually going to calculate 6 plus 3, where we have replaced the c by 6. And then we can calculate it to find a value of 9. If we had c subtract 4, again we're told that c equals 6, so we're going to swap out c. So wherever we have c in our formula, we're going to swap c out with 6, and then we can just calculate it. 6 subtract 4 equals 2. If we had 15 subtract c, again we're swapping out c with our numerical value, which is 6. See? And then we have to answer it. So 15 subtract 6, replacing this c with 6, is 9. So if you can pause the video here and copy these notes down. Okay, example 2. This time we are told that a equals 3 and c equals 5. So we're going to have some different formula now. So a equals 3, c equals 5. So to calculate 2a, remember in algebra, if you have two terms written side by side with nothing in between, that means multiply. So that means 2 times a. So if we replace the a with 3, we can calculate that to get 6. Then if we had 4c, this means 4 times c. Replacing the c with 5, 4 times 5 to give us 20. We could also have a formula where we have to replace two letters. So 2ac means 2 times a times c. If a equals 3 and c equals 5, we can just replace them and then calculate it. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30. Okay. Again, if you could pause the video, copy these notes down. Okay, third set of examples. So this time we are told that y equals 2. So we have to find the value of 3y plus 5. So we're going to be applying our BODMAS skills in these questions. So this means 3 times y, and then we're adding on 5. So if we replace the y with 2, we will get 3 times 2, add 5. And then using our BODMAS skills, we need to do the multiplication before we do the addition. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then add 5 is 11. Then if we have 9 subtract 4y, we're going to be replacing the y with 2 because we're told that y equals 2. So this means 9 subtract 4 times y. So it would look like this, and we've replaced that y with a 2. So 9 subtract 4 times 2. We need to do this 4 times 2 first. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then 9 subtract 8 is 1. And then a last formula substitution example in this set is going to be 7 add 5y. So this means 7 add 5 times y. So we're told that y is equal to 2, so we've swapped out the y for 2. We're going to do BODMAS. 5 times 2 is 10, 7 add 10 is 17. Okay, I've got a fourth set of examples, and then I'm going to get you to try some. So on to the fourth set of examples. So in this case, we're told that a equals 3 and b equals 5. So we have to find the value of 2a plus 3b. So this means 2 times a, add 3 times b. So we're told that A is 3, so we're going to swap that out. And we're told that B is 5, so we're going to swap that out. So 2 times 3, add 3 times 5. Again, using our BODMAS skills, we're going to calculate what 2 times 3 is first, and then 3 times 5, so 6 add 15 equals 21. Then we're going to calculate 7a subtract 2b. Swapping out the a for 3 and the b for 5, so 7 times 3 subtract 2 times 5. So we need to work out 7 times 3 first and then 2 times 5, so 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract 2 times 5, which is 10, so 21 subtract 10 to give us 11. And then again, getting progressively that little bit more challenging. We've got an extra term here, so now we've got 10, add 4 times a, subtract 3 times b. Let's swap out the a for 3 and the b for 5. So we've got 10, add 4 times 3, subtract 3 times 5. Using your BODMAS skills, you need to work out 4 times 3 first, and then 3 times 5. So we're going to have 10, add 12, subtract 15. Working from left to right, 10 add 12 is 22, subtract 15 is 7. Again, if you pause in the video and copy these down. Okay, if you can pause the video here and work through these 8 questions, knowing that A equals 4 and C equals 5. So if you pause here, when you unpause, we'll go through the answers. Okay, so first one, 3a, that means 3 times a, and a is equal to 4, so 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times c, c is 5, so 2 times 5 is 10. We've now got 2 times a, add 7, a is 4, so 2 times 4 is 8, add 7 to get 15. 4c subtract 3, well c is equal to 5, so 4 times 5 is 20, subtract 3 is 17. 10 subtract 2a, well a is 4, so that's 10 subtract 2 times 4, which is 8. So 10 subtract 8 is 2. 3a plus 2c, so 3 times 4 add 2 times 5, so 12 add 10 is 22. 5a subtract 3c, 5 times 4 subtract 3 times 5, so 20 subtract 15 to give us 5. And the last one is 2 add 3 times 4 subtract 5. So we need to work out the 3 times 4 first, which is 12. So then we do 2 add 12, which is 14, subtract 5 to give us 9. So well done if you got those right. So we're going to look at one more set of examples. And in these sets of examples, c equals 4 and d equals 5. So we need to calculate c squared. Okay. And using your previous knowledge of square numbers, okay, c squared means c times c. And if we're told that c equals 4, that means 4 times 4. So 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4. So timesing it by itself to give us 16. If we had to work out c squared add d squared, that means c times c add d times d. So remember, timesing it by itself for a square number. C times c is 4 times 4. D times d is 5 times 5. So that's 16, add 25, give us 41. And our last example is going to be d squared subtract 7. So we need to work out d times d first, which is 5 times 5, subtract 7. Working out our 5 times 5 first, which is 25, then subtract 7 to get 18. So squaring a term is timesing it by itself. Okay, if you can again, pause the video here and try these 7 questions where c equals 3 and d equals 7. Okay, so first one, c squared add 4. Well, c is equal to 3, so that's 3 times 3 add 4. So 9 add 4 is 13. D squared subtract 5. D times D, so 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract 5 to give us 44. C squared add D squared. So 3 squared add 7 squared, which is 9 add 49 to give us 58. This time we've got D squared subtract C squared. So 49 subtract 9 to give us 40. A add C squared. Well, C squared is 3 squared, so A add 9 to give us 17. Question F is 50 subtract D squared. So D squared is 7 squared, so 50 subtract 49, which is 1. And then 2 times C squared, so 2C squared, that means 2 times C squared, which is 2 times 3 squared. Well, 3 squared is 9, times it by 2 to give us 18. So really well done if you got those correct, especially that last one.